people that speak. We'll call them back up, and you can ask your questions to them individually. Right now, you're going to hear from Yasmin Baretta. She did her internship at a place called The Kids Place, and she's going to give you a whole presentation on how that went and her experiences and her insights. So, give me the floor.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Baretta, and I interned at The Kids Place in Needham, Massachusetts. I titled it This is Childish. You'll find out a little bit later on, but I just wanted to touch base on it. So, why The Kids Place? To be honest, it was not my first choice. I originally wanted to intern at Bristol Recording Studios in downtown Boston. It offers instrument lessons, voice lessons, artist development lessons, and I knew the people, I knew the place, so I figured it would be a good choice. But unfortunately, they only really offer internships for students who are juniors and seniors in college. So with that out of the question, over the summer of 2013, I noticed Newton Animal Hospital had opened up on Washington Street. And I loved animals, always loved animals, so I thought it would be a great second choice. But they were kind of full on employees, and they even have students from Newton North working there. So since I was running out of options and the deadline for officially signing up CAPS was coming to, I set up a last-minute meeting with Ms. Derma, my guidance counselor, and she was in charge of CAPS last year. And she told me about a few different places. She told me about my gym, which I think is in Newton. And then she also told me about the Kids Place, and she just briefly told me that it was an art studio, and I thought it would be a great third choice because it was a creative environment, and I like being creative, so I thought it would work out. So about the Kids Place. So obviously, title company speaks for itself. Clients are kids. And for a more description for what the Kids Place offers, it offers gem mining, plaster painting, canvas painting, ceramic painting, mosaic projects. You can make your own candles. That's brand new. They just started that just a few weeks ago. And it's been around for about 13 years. But they just moved to a new location in January of 2001. So before that, they were still in Needham, just further away. And the owner is Samara Helfman, and her employee is Jackie. I'm not really sure what her last name is, but Jackie. That's what the Kids Place looks like. It's a house, basically. The Kids Place is just on the first floor, and the frozen yogurt place uses the second floor for storage. So this is what I did. I did different things really depending on the day. Mondays I usually fixed plaster paint because over the weekends parties were held and kids get messy and paint everywhere, so I had to fix that pretty much every Monday. I also unpacked boxes full of boxes, and I know that seems really strange. Another thing that the Kids Place offers is you can paint your own treasure box and take it home, put whatever you want in it. So it was basically just a giant box full of tiny boxes that I unpacked and set up for in the display for kids to pick out. I also unwrapped canvases and ceramics. I cleaned the stools. I made mining bags, which are full of just gems and jewels that kids can mine for. And I also made goodie bags for parties that were held. I condensed paint bottles, organized the plaster and paint, swept the floor, and I even got to make some samples. These are some of the samples I made. I made a few more, but so that's Snowbell, the snow woman. Samara's children named her. Skylar, her oldest daughter, wanted to name her Isabel, and Dylan wanted to name her Snow, so I just couldn't find the name. And then this is just unicorn canvas. And what's cool about it is Samara bought this binder full of different pictures you can choose from. One of them being the unicorn is what I made. And what you do is you grab a blank canvas, you put a black sheet of lead paper over it, and then the outline of the unicorn, and you use the tip of a paintbrush to sort of outline it onto the canvas. And from there you paint it, and I just outlined the rest of it with black Sharpie. So. The staff, Samara, the owner, she's very organized. doesn't really like anything out of place. When we're unwrapping ceramics and plaster, or really anything she does not like, cardboard boxes laying around on the floor. So that's one of her pet peeves that she doesn't like. So in terms of that, she also doesn't think it looks professional, which is understandable. And we can't throw food or lunch or anything like that in the trash because then it accumulates and starts to smell. So those are just a few things that she doesn't like. She's very innovative. She's constantly coming up with new ideas. She came up with a candle making idea. The candle station was what we call it. And she put in a coffee machine in her office for parents. And she even has this idea for the future that she hasn't really thought of what might stop her from doing it. It's just an idea. She thinks of putting in a manicure station in the kids' place for the moms. So while their kids are making their projects, the moms can get their nails done. She is very inspirational. She started her own business on her own. She did it 13 years ago. Before the kids' place, she was the most sought after babysitter in Needham. She had saved up all her babysitting money. Even banks didn't want to help her. They thought she was too high risk. She was in her early 20s, her first business. They just didn't see it going anywhere or making any profit out of it. So she did it pretty much all on her own. The only other staff is Jackie. She is a recent college graduate, very artistic, always making samples for the kids' place, and really good with kids. Skylar and Dylan, Samara's children, love her. She's driving them around everywhere to practices, rehearsals, doing their hair, and she's very understanding and caring. So she's always asking, how's school going for me? She cares about her job. She takes it very seriously, and she is also very, she goes above and beyond really what Samara ever asks for or wants. She is always, for example, the other day I saw her, well, not the other day, but a few weeks ago, I saw her touching up the paint on the walls. I saw her chipping away at the paint bowls because there's years and years of just paint on the paint bowl, so she was just cleaning it up, and she does way more than Samara ever asks for, so she's definitely a really good worker. And so the journey, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I chose a prompt from my blog, and it was basically the first time I ever went to the kids' place. And I thought maybe later on I'll be able to laugh about it. I'm not sure if I can. Maybe later, in a few years from now, but right now I'm still sort of I've come to an understanding about it. According to Google, what was supposed to be a 20-minute bus ride, I'm guessing a 20-minute conversation and interview with Samara, and a 20-minute bus ride back home turned into about a 3 or 4 hour journey. And that was due to a lot of different things. The worst being the weather. It was January 7th, big snowstorm. I ended up taking 2 buses. I ended up at Plaster Fun Time at one point. I also walked in a Subway, a gas station, Dunkin' Donuts, ran through 2 streets without really even looking if the street signs or signals or lights were even red. Just ran straight through because I finally found the kids' place and just ran in. So that was just a little basic of what I went through. Initial perspectives. So my preconceived idea. I thought it would be an opportunity to maybe find a passion and an interest in possibly starting my own business. And I initially thought I would start off doing, well, obviously you're an intern, you don't do much of importance, which is understandable. But I thought, maybe I would be able to gain some trust and be able to do a little bit more things that require more responsibility and care. But that didn't really happen, unfortunately. I had a meeting with CAPS and all the other students that were doing CAPS. We spoke about our experiences, and Ms. Samaha thought it would be a good idea that we confront, I guess I would say, our supervisor, Samara, and sort of ask for more responsibility. And I tried that, but unfortunately, she just said I was doing pretty much what everyone, what Madison, who had interned there last year, was doing. So she said I was doing what everyone would be doing if they were doing what I was doing, if that makes any sense. I, like I said, didn't think things didn't really change, but it's okay. I've learned even through doing what might seem like meaningless tasks are actually really important. So changes in me. So before I started my internship, things like outwardly didn't change, but in my mind did. Like I said, I was wondering if I would actually get a passion for this kind of thing, owning your own business. I was very easily irritated. Not much of patience runs in my DNA and family. So in terms of that, that was something I really struggled with, and I was quick to quit is what I call it, without really even trying. So, and I know I'm sounding really corny and cheesy here, but now I am definitely a little bit more patient and unwilling to give up unless I actually try everything. Like I said, with trying to do more at the kids' place. So that's one of the things I've learned, and I've also learned that the little things that you think don't matter in running your own business actually do matter, which in my opinion is why it really should be called a small business. Going forward, I probably won't be pursuing a collegiate degree or career in owning my own business, just because I've observed and I've seen it takes a lot out of you. And with Samara, I constantly see her just staying after closing time almost every day, trying to make sure everything's done for the next day, and it's a whole big process for her. And granted, that could be taken, granted she could be doing a little less of that if she could allow others to help her a little bit more, but I understand where she's coming from. She started it on her own, it's her business, so it's understandable where she's coming from. And she misses a lot of time away from her family and her kids. Like I said, Jackie is driving her kids around, and her husband's picking their kids up from school, so I see her missing out on a lot, and she doesn't really like to, but she knows that she had to make sacrifices starting her own business. So I would probably pursue a degree in music performance or something along the lines of that. And like I said, I love animals, so either becoming a veterinarian or and that says animal welfare lawyer. I don't really know which one, but luckily college will help me choose. It's sort of just a few options. So in terms of, as a whole, my experience at the kids' place and with CAPS, I would say I've sort of made a full circle. Starting off wanting to intern in a place of music or animals, ending up at the kids' place, still learning things, but still going right back to my initial ideas, and so that's it. Thank you.